But now, the United States is beginning to monetize its hegemony. In parallel, the world's trade routes, allegiances, energy systems, and even intelligence itself are being rewired. Rising great powers are now in strategic competition with America. A new imperialism threatens. Middle powers must compete for interests and attention, knowing that if they're not at the table, they're on the menu. When we stand up for territorial integrity, whether it's in Ukraine or West Bank and Gaza, we are also standing up for the territorial integrity of the Canadian Arctic. Our military infrastructure and equipment have aged, hindering our military preparedness. And so for all those reasons, I'm announcing today that Canada will achieve NATO's 2% of GDP target this year, half a decade ahead of schedule. Canada's new government will rebuild, reinvest, and rearm the Canadian Armed Forces with a strategy that rests on 4 pillars. I call on all parties in Parliament to support these critical investments in our security and sovereignty. We will ensure that every dollar is invested wisely, including by prioritizing made-in-Canada manufacturing and supply chains. We should no longer send 3/4 of our defense capital spending to America. We will invest in new submarines, aircraft, ships, armed vehicles, and artillery, as well as new radar, drones, and sensors to monitor the seafloor and the Arctic. We will expand the reach, security mandate, and the abilities of the Canadian Coast Guard and integrate it into our NATO defense capabilities to better secure our sovereignty and expand maritime surveillance. As part of our new strategic approach to defense and security, we will also establish Borealis, the Bureau of Research, Engineering, and Advanced Leadership in Innovation and Science. Borealis will advance cutting-edge research in artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and other frontier technologies essential to safeguarding our sovereignty. We are actively seeking to strengthen transatlantic security, particularly by becoming a participant in Rearm Europe. This will help diversify our military suppliers with reliable European partners and integrate the Canadian defense industry as full participants in 150 billion euros of Europe's rearmament program. The Department of National Defense will immediately design a new defense policy that reflects both today's and tomorrow's threats. We're in the process of creating a new defense procurement agency that will be guided by that new defense industrial strategy and overseen by our newly appointed Secretary of State for Defense Procurement. Build a strong, secure, and sovereign future for all Canadians and for all time.
Hey people, I welcome you back again to my channel, and I believe you all are doing awesome. Just last week here, Trump announced 50% tariff on steel and aluminium. And you all know that US is the biggest importer of steel in the world. And guess what? Canada was affected. If you guys remember, during the first term, Trump imposed about 25% on steel and 10% on aluminium. And now it has doubled up to 50%. And this is really tough on some countries like Canada, Brazil, Mexico, South Korea. According to him, he said he wanted to make tariffs so high that US businesses would have no alternative but to buy from American suppliers. So that's like the summary of all that happened last week, as regard tariffs. So in today's video, it's more like Canada trying to find a way around all these tariff. When you are being slammed with tariffs all the time, you will want to think of an alternative. So hence today's video. The Prime Minister of Canada, the person of Carney, said he will be boosting the defense spending by investing in new submarines, aircrafts, ships, armed vehicles, and artillery. He also said that he would also be investing in new radar, drone, and sensors to monitor the seafloor and the Arctic. So it's not only from immigration that Canada can make money. So these are other ways Canada can, boost the economy. So what do you think about this video? Do you think is making sense? Do you think is this a good idea from the Prime Minister? And also, what do you think about the tariff that's doubled up from our very great president of US? What do you think? So is it that with this tariff is going to make Canada stronger? Just the way I can see that Canada is coming out stronger, and they're not trying to be more independent. So kindly let me know your opinions about this video in the comment section. I'll be waiting there for you guys. And just so you know, if you are just new to this channel, you are most welcome. Please do not forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. See you all in my next one. Bye.